The Atlanta Hawks started these playoffs as the higher register Hawks. Now, that's the way we refer to things around these parts when you go higher register to give credence to somebody's viability that you didn't expect or think is sustainable, or it's an opinion that you have that you need to go higher register in order to believe. Hey, the Atlanta Hawks, man. I mean, look, they made the playoffs.
Right.
Hey, man. I mean,
scrappy bunch.
Hey, that's why they drafted Trae Young. It's for this. Hey, I mean, Nate McMillan's been there before, and when he came into the head coaching position, middle of the year, they played pretty well after he took over, right? I mean, and the Knicks versus Hawks first round matchup was the good for you matchup in the playoffs. Hey, it's been a while for the Knicks. Yep. Hawks, I mean, it's been a long time. Good for you. Good for you playing each other. Yeah. And the person who advances, that'll be a nice notch in the belt. Nice notch on the belt. You can, use that next year later, when you're going to get into championship form. But right now, I mean, the winner of that series is only going to serve fodder for the 1 seed. And then eventually, I mean, you got the Nets. Or the Bucks if they can get past the Nets. I mean, literally, that was the mindset of every single fan. Certainly when you've got the West going on with the West. And LeBron had triumphantly emerged from the State Farm Play-In Tournament. Remember that State Farm Play-In Tournament?
The best one we've ever had, I think.
Yeah. The one that, remarkably, the Warriors didn't get out of. Remember that one?
Weird.
That was just a few short weeks ago. Not even a month ago. That was the whole mindset. Well, we got a different opinion in the Atlanta Hawks now. And Trae Young now. Oh, boy. Look past them at your peril. And every single time we talked about the Hawks previous to now, it was always about the other team. The other team. Hey, Knicks hadn't been there for a while. Madison Square Garden was hopping, wasn't it? Even though one person spat at Trae Young. But hey, man, they were hopping. You heard the way the Garden rock. I mean, the league's better when the Knicks are in the playoffs. Oh, but the Hawks, well done. Getting past the Sixers. It was all about Ben won't shoot. Joel can't walk. Doc can't coach.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, I'm really just boiling it down. That was it about the Hawks. It was. By the way, great job. Okay, up. High register. How about Kevin Huerter? Yeah. How about him? These guys, they can play. And Trae Young, yeah. And then suddenly now you're beginning to get lower register on Trae Young. Yeah, no, Trae Young, I mean, that guy, he can really do it. But now, it's the Bucks. And how lucky are the Bucks, right? How lucky are the Bucks that the Sixers looked like the way they looked and the Nets were the Nets, the super team. And they only had the 3 seed. How lucky are they that they've got home court advantage? That's why we were looking at the Eastern Conference Finals, too. And when I say we, I truly mean I'm giving voice to what most people were saying outside of the 404 area code. I think I'm pretty accurate about that. Now we've got a whole different opinion. Now Trae Young is one of those players who's coming to your town and trying to end your season. And you better watch out because he's coming to shimmy on your court. And he is going to make the shots. I know he didn't have a great Game 7 in Philadelphia in terms of the full game, but when the game was on the line, Trae Young showed up. Okay. How does 48, 11, and 7 and 1? 48 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 shimmy shake. I mean, he shimmied on an opposing court last night with an open 3 in his face. Is that the exact opposite of what we saw out of Ben Simmons? Is that the exact polar opposite? I've got an open shot. I'm going to shimmy before taking it, and then I'm going to jar it.
I'm going to drain it.
As opposed to, I don't know, I've got that open shot.
An open
underneath,
dunk.
up a dunk.
Yeah, I got an open
Let me flip
dunk.
it up. Let me flip it to somebody else. He's coming to your town, folks, and this is going to be sustainable. This is not a flash in the pan. Oh, no. He's feeling it now. And the Hawks have stolen home court now. Can this go 7 games? Of course. Can the Bucks win it? Of course. Especially since Jrue Holiday is beginning to get hot. Last night, it was a rare off shooting night for Chris Middleton, 6 of 23. Giannis did Giannis things, an assist shy of a triple-double. And is barking at his teammates, too. You saw that, like, hey, he's shimmying. How about covering Trae Young?
Yeah.
How about that? How about you?
Can we knock him down?
He is now like I said, first-rate, grade A plus playoff game assassin. No more higher register on this guy or the Hawks because game 3 in the downtown Hoops Dojo here in Los Angeles tonight. Chris Paul probable coming back. Suns are feeling it. Power of belief, though, is within the Clippers locker room these days. Kawhi is not playing tonight. But Chris Paul might show up, and of all places, on the home court of the Clippers in a Western Conference Finals for the Suns.
Jeez.
First ever home Western Conference Final game for the Clippers, and it appears that on the opposition, Chris Paul will be wearing the uniform of that team. Oh, man, the drama tonight. You can't, though, look at either one of these teams and think the Hawks team that won game 1 last night has no shot against them. Oh, far from it. Far from it. Hawks can win the championship this year.
Oh.
How can you not say so?
Yeah, the 1 in 4 chance, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's that. But how can you not? I mean, what do you need? You need somebody to make shots. You need somebody that the rest of the team believes can make shots. You want to have somebody who's making shots, and shot-making ability raises the confidence level of everyone else and also sets everyone else up. 72 points last night. Trae Young with his 48 points and 7 assists accounted for 72. Everybody's making shots, raising the game. Capella is patrolling.
19 rebounds.
Damn straight. Collins, 23 and 15.
And they did it without Bogdanovich, who just was
Right. And
tried
the Bucks,
to go non-factor. Like,
in game 1, the Bucks seem to have figured out the Kevin Huerter Rubik's Cube. He went 5 of 12, but he still tossed in 13. How can you sit here and watch that last night?
well, Trae's not
And
going to
say-
score 48 every night.
Dude, he scored 40 in game 7. Why
I know
not?
A guy's not going to average 48 for a 7-game
What if he
series.
averages 30 some odd points? That's good enough.
I get it.
All you got to do is do that once. You got a home court advantage now. You can't. You're sitting here and saying the Hawks don't have a shot to win the championship.
No, that's not what I'm
I don't
saying.
think it's a
I'm
hot take
saying-
for me to sit here and say
I'm
that.
saying-
Looking at the rest of this landscape off of what we're seeing, that this team that started out as higher register, hey, good, and good for you playing the Knicks and beating them and knocking him off in Madison Square Garden when the Garden's in full throat, and then going ahead, taking the Sixers to a 7th game, absorbing a home game 6 loss, and going there in game 7 and winning a game.
I'm saying 48, 7, and 11 for a whole series is unlikely.
Of course.
So,
I
and
understand
it was
that.
a 3-point game. So someone else needs to step up. They need Bogdanovich for sure to be healthy
Okay.
and knock down shots. They need Kevin Huerter to find his game.
True.
They need John Collins to do his
Yes.
thing. And to sustain that against a 2-time MVP, against a team that just had its first home loss of the playoffs, it's unlikely,
Let me
but
ask-
it's really fun to watch.
Let me ask you this question. Starting the playoffs, did you think the Hawks had a real shot to win the championship?
No, I thought they would lose to the Knicks.
After they beat the Knicks, do you think the Hawks had a real shot to win the
Absolutely
championship?
not. I still
beating,
don't.
After beating the Sixers, do you think they had a real shot to win the championship?
No, it's unlikely.
And you still don't right now.
They're 4 out of 4 for me. I think the Clippers have a better chance of coming back against the Suns than the Hawks do of winning the championship.
I don't know. I believe. What do you need? You need somebody at the end of the game who said, I've got this, and then does in fact have it.
I get it.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.